Hey YouTube, it's Misery Hates Company, and today I'm going to show you guys how to hit one button on Magik, one skill, and do over 1 million damage. You heard that right, 1 million damage with one skill. Now, this character, this hero, if you will, has a pretty crazy toolkit, and the build I'm getting ready to show you is easily, hands down, the best when it comes to PvE. The spec gets a little bit different when it comes to PvP, and I'll give that for another video, but this, if you want to do crazy damage in PvE and top charts in both blitzes and raids and the invasions and any other PvE content that comes out, this is the build for you. Now, if you like these types of videos, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to bring you guys the best content as I find it for Marvel Future Revolution. I don't want to waste your time. I know why you're here. I'm not clickbait. This video is not clickbait. You will literally do over 1 million damage with this toolkit, and I will explain how. So without further ado, let's get to the skills. So take a screenshot, because this is the exact skill build that I would recommend if you want to do top damage and when it comes to PvE. However, if you want to make sure you're hitting 1 million damage by hitting one button, then make sure you watch this video to the very end, because it is a lot more to it than just these skills. But I want to make sure I explain why I picked these skills. So first things first, this first skill that we're going to pick is right here. So it is the Summon Limbo Hydra, Incinerating Hydra. It does, Magik summons a Hydra in the air that deals 697% damage, fire dealt in front of it. Now, the reason I'm picking this, and the reason you want it to be your #1 skill, is for this. It will burn when the skill lands, increase damage received by 20% for 6 seconds. Yeah, that's a great opener if I've ever seen one. And it casts very, very quickly. So you literally click, or even if you're autoing, you can either auto it or click it. As soon as this skill goes off, you're immediately going to your second one, which is Stepping Strike. And this does 722 damage. So this ability basically puts you right behind the target. And that's it, does 722% damage. Now, the next one is where you start doing big damage. So this skill is Soul Strike. It does 2,105% damage. Now, this skill and the next skill are the two skills that give you a chance to hit over 1 million damage. As you can see, this is a very, very high percent, over 2,105%. Yeah, that's some big numbers, but we'll get into how you hit 1 million in just a second. Next up is the Limbo Slash. This is your second ability that gives you a shot of hitting 1 million damage. This does 1,581% damage. Big numbers. Last but not least is this one. So this is Summon Limbo Hatchling. So basically this does the same thing as our first skill, except it stays out there for a little bit longer. So it actually stays out for 16 seconds. You summon a baby limbo dragon, and it applies 51.5% of Magik's total attack. And if you build it right, that's still a lot of damage out of a little summon hatchling. But this also gives you a burn effect on your targets that lasts for 6 seconds when it starts for 20% additional damage received. So basically, if you're autoing this, you do your full rotation. This comes around as other skills are coming off cooldown, which is typically going to be your #2, which is going to be this one coming off cooldown first, and then #3. That burn is still very much there. It's basically a very nice way of always maintaining burn, and that's why I put it in this order. Because the first one goes off, you get to about here, depending if you get interrupted or you get hit by anything, or you have to move in PvE if you hit, you don't want to stand in the bad. But then when this one comes around, you are just maintaining that burn after the cooldowns start rolling. And if you build it right and use the right specialization. But the reason this is so important is that you have to have built Magik the right way to land those kind of numbers. And if you haven't already, check out this video right here for the correct gear to use, because you absolutely need to be using this gear set and this skill set in order to do 1.1 million damage or more at max level with Magik.